Libra, welcome back to Heretic Tarot. My name is Liz. I realized that I don't really say my name in like every video, so like some of you guys know my name and some of you don't. It's just hilarious. Anyway, we're talking about mid-February and messages of inspiration if needed. As with last month, I'm going to clear the space. So if there's anything that you would also like to be cleansed, thoughts, energies, patterns, behaviors, anything nagging at you, throw it in the bowl. We'll get it cleansed for you. I am going to do this 3 times, so just be aware of that if you have headphones in. And let's go. Beautiful. There's definitely like this energy of calm with you guys, which is cool. I appreciate that. But even like, you know, before I start the readings and the recording and everything, I kind of have my own little ritual of like connecting to the light beings and the guides that I hope to work with. And it was just kind of like with you guys, like, you know, the beings that were just showing up were just chill, like very like comforting and nurturing. And so I don't, you know, if that's an energy that you need, just know that it's available to you. They're definitely there. So in any case, I'm not working with a spread. My intention is just for a card or two to come out like that. So I don't really need to continue with the rest of the spiel, do I? Let's see. We have the Lovers at the bottom of the deck. Yeah. Interesting. Interesting. So just like I was saying, just kind of like this nurturing energy, like just kind of want to wrap you up in a hug type of thing. It definitely kind of seems like that may be the energy that you need. So again, like I said, the energy is available to you. If that is what you need, just ask for it. Whether that kind of comes in the form of an energetic hug or, you know, just somebody around you just all of a sudden just kind of wraps you up in a hug and you're like, man, that is exactly what I've been needing. So we have the 5 of Swords. Swords have to do with our thoughts. I mean, you know, they're also air, it's an air sign. So very much your energy also, just of course the air quality. But the 5 of Swords, you know, the 5s talk about conflict, competition. It's kind of like a transitionary period as well. Like, you know, it's like the card of changes, because generally, you know, like at the climax of a movie, right? Like there's always something that just happens that, you know, just kind of causes chaos or something to fall apart. And then, you know, things get better after that. So, like with this depiction, this could be a relationship because we do have the Lovers out here. I mean, these swords are sticking in her back and he's carrying the other 3 with him. So I'm kind of getting this feeling of like, communication has broken down. Like there seems to be like, if this is a relationship, and, it can be any type of relationship. I don't generally go along the love and romance side of things. It's just not kind of where I find my power in. But of course, if it shows up, we'll talk about it. But and I'm saying that to say that, it can be romantic, it can be platonic, it could be business, it could be, any type of relationship that you have in your life, right? I mean, with a family member. So it, again, like, it just kind of seems like there has been a breakdown in communication, and like everybody, the parties involved are all kind of sticking to their corners, and nobody's really kind of budging. Like your feelings are hurt. They're like, F this, right? But, like what's interesting is we have the Sun card also, which is kind of like, the opposite energy to that. So there seems to be like a resolution here. And then we have the Lovers on the bottom of the deck, and the Ace of Cups, the Nine of Cups, like, hello, So it's almost kind of like, I'm getting this feeling of, how do I say it? Like, it's like, this is a struggle for me, is like, translating the feeling to like actual words, like getting it out of my mouth. So I apologize. Give me just a second to work this out. But, it's like the analogy I was saying, right? Like how, each party may just kind of be in their corners, and nobody is, kind of wanting to come back to the center. Because when you do, like you might kind of start throwing punches, or it's just, it hasn't worked out. But it's kind of like, if you both, it's an invitation for you both to kind of set your egos aside, or talk about your egos. Like, it's this expectation of, they should know what I'm thinking before I even say it, type of thing. And that's where we kind of get held up, in some situations, especially if there is a breakdown in communication. And instead of, kind of staying in that energy, it's kind of going to the other person and saying, look, like, my feelings are hurt because of, this being said, or this is how the conversation went, or I don't feel like I was being heard, which made me angry, or you know what I mean? Like whatever it is, but you also have to give the other person the opportunity and the space to say the same thing. Like, I understand what you're saying. And for me, like the communication, like the breakdown happened when this was said, because this is how I took it. And, it kind of gives you both an opportunity to look at yourselves and be like, wow, like I can understand that, I'm triggered by that because of past experiences and feeling like I wasn't heard or seen in conversation, or when we were in conflict, especially in conflict, right? Like, emotions are heightened. We want, it's very hard to kind of, not be wrong, right? But this Sun card, and especially it being between, like, just look, right? It's like, in this card, she's feeling stabbed in the back. He's, taking off with these other three swords. I'm, like, I'm over it. And then in the depiction of the Lovers, they came together, and, there's roses, and, the sun is out, and right, like they're healing together. And then we have the Ace of Cups underneath that, which is, again, like, emotions are fulfilled. Cups are filled again. We're feeling good about the direction of our relationship. And it's also, the beautiful thing about conflict is, and especially when it comes to a relationship, and like I said, it's not just specific to a romantic relationship, it's friendships and business partnerships too, is that, you know, when you do talk about these things, when you do actually voice, you know, like I said, you know, really kind of like putting your ego on blast, you know, like it gives you both like an opportunity to grow and almost, you know, kind of create like a new cup, right? Because it's not like you're skirting around like each other's feelings and walking on eggshells because you don't know what they're thinking, and you're like, you know, in your head you're like, well, I don't know, they're acting different, and then oh my god, like did they just snap at me, right? Like all of the things that like we just kind of tell ourselves because there is no conversation going on. So again, like the Sun card is like the opportunity, like somebody needs to just say, hey, you know, like, can we sit down and have like an objective, logical conversation? Like, I want to understand where you're coming from, but I also want you to understand where I'm coming from so that we can come back to a common ground. We can, you know, kind of move past this thing and have both of our cups full. The Nine of Cups talks about like wish fulfillment, like you know, like you are getting your needs met, right? But it's this new understanding of like, you know, your partner understands more about what you need, right? But at the same time, you understand more about what your partner needs, and you work through those things so that you can stay in this energy and stay in this energy. This is something, you know, I mean, it's going to happen, right? In any type of relationship that you're in, it's going to happen once, more than once, every so often, whatever. But the more that you talk about it and the more comfortable you get about communicating those things out loud, and also the trust that you build between each other about, you know, like giving the space for each of you to, you know, talk about your feelings and your thoughts about the situation, the quote unquote easier that it gets. And if anything, it just gets easier to say, hey, you know what, let's take a beat and, you know, kind of come back and put our, you know, and again, like, you know, just kind of put our egos on the table and really talk about it. I see you. I mean, you're working through it. You will be. And if you haven't yet, again, it's an invitation to give it a go because there's success here. So if you're thinking like this is done, it can be, of course, if you want it to be, but on the other side of it is all of this great shit. Beautiful. I'm going to leave it there. Thank you so much, Libra. I'll talk to you soon. Bye. So I actually, I stopped the video and then kind of like a late message came in. So I just kind of wanted to go over that really quick because I know I was just kind of saying that there is an opportunity for maybe some sort of relationship or partnership to kind of come back together. But also this kind of later message that I was getting was that, you know, we have two people over here, two people here, but we only have one cup. So this could also just be, you know, like kind of coming to like a mutual understanding of a dissolution of a relationship or a partnership. But it's also like for your betterment, right? Like it may not feel great right now, but you know, it's an opportunity for your cup to be filled because maybe it hasn't been for some time. And then even the Nine of Cups is, we have one person in the Nine of Cups, right? Because the Nine of Cups talks about individual wish fulfillment. Like we feel like our own individual needs are being met. And then with the Ten of Cups, it's, you know, kind of sharing that with community or family or, you know, friendships, what have you. So the later message that I got in was just that, you know, you very well could be in this kind of situation or feeling this way now. And there's, you know, kind of this invitation to, again, just kind of maybe come together and have, you know, like either a conversation or even just try a little bit just to kind of see if this could be a blessing in disguise. Like that Garth Brooks song, Unanswered Prayers, right? Because it could also be like creating space for the correct partnership, relationship, friendship, whatever it is, to come in. But again, you know, like these are all individual cups. So we go from kind of this couple situation to individual, right? So either way, your cup is being filled, your needs are being met. And if anything, it's creating this space for that energy to come into you. Okay, so I'm going to leave it there now. Officially done. Thanks, Libra. Bye.